You open your phone and immediately feel comforted by something familiar, a washed-out filter, a slightly rough texture, a font that looks like it was typeset in an analog era. These are not accidents of design, but calculated gestures. Designers know we trust the past more than the present, so they give us visual shortcuts to memory, even when those memories never existed. It's not about accuracy anymore. It's about emotional resonance through aesthetic shorthand. What you're seeing is a brand, is a kind of aesthetic hallucination. We see history in digital spaces where it doesn't exist. We believe the past is authentic because someone designed it to look that way. These filters, fonts, and UI choices are not just style, they're systems for selling us something that already feels known. This manufactured nostalgia is the modern interface between consumerism and memory. It's not about the past so much as about what the past could be made to sell.
Lost cinema is not merely forgotten film. It's a fragmented history of cultural consciousness erased by time.
AI doesn't just mimic nostalgia, it fabricates it. Take a film like Dreams of Violets, where algorithms generate entire fictional eras from data fragments and emotional cues. These are not just stories about the past, they're constructed memories that feel intimately real. A child once swallowed a surreal, incoherent movie halls. Now we have machines doing the same for millions, stitching together what never existed into a convincing counterfeit of memory. This is nostalgia as myth-making at scale, dust into golden illusions. Let's be clear, the past is no longer a coherent place. We live in what Jameson called the nostalgia mode, where history becomes a costume we try on, not lived experience. The 30s, 50s, or 80s now exist only as aesthetic templates, endlessly recycled and sanitized until they're unmoored from time entirely. These aren't memories. They're moods sold to us like perfume, curated for comfort over truth. Even the present feels like a retro aesthetic these days. Spotify Wrapped, TikTok memory prompts. They don't just recall your year, they invent it. Your listening habits are filtered through nostalgic frameworks, turning data points into emotional artifacts. You didn't live this version of yourself. You were sold a curated timeline. It's not about remembering, but mythologizing. Barther's that has been becomes the AI, driven that might have been. We now shop for pasts in curated digital bundles.
We have a new human being, and that's Chris Potter of Memetics Corporation, a new synthesizer, the Yamaha DX100, and a new computer, the Commodore Amiga.
In the mid-century dream of progress, design was all about the future. Clean lines, atomic motifs, and plastic that promised to reshape human life overnight. But now, we live in a world where every smart speaker wears a veneer of wood grain, like it's hiding its own circuits in a craftsman cabinet. It's not about function anymore. It's about feeling at home in something that never was. The 1950s designed for tomorrow, and today designs to make you feel as if you've always known the past. Just this week, an AI-generated short film called Dreams of Violets hit the news. It cost $200,000 and took just 2 months to make. That's a fraction of the time and money required for traditional production. And yet, here we are, being told stories that look like they came from human hands. The same thing happens in product design. Apps with 1980s grid menus, watches with analog dials, phones with simulated film grain. Nostalgia is the new realism, not a memory of, but an illusion of something familiar. The retrofication of everyday life. We're not just designing for utility. We're designing for sentiment. Neil Postman once warned about efficiency eroding humanistic values. Now nostalgia does the same, but it's wrapped in warmth and familiarity rather than cold logic. Jameson called it the nostalgia mode, where historical styles are borrowed to make us feel grounded, even when we're drifting through a world that doesn't look like anything from our own.
Modern packaging does more than wrap and hold and conceal. Stunning in color, ingenious in design.
When every product experience is nostalgic by design, we lose the ability to tell what was from what was made for us. Consider an AI-generated memory. A photo of you at a beach you've never been to, or a song that sounds like it came from your childhood but was composed in 2024. These become part of your personal narrative without ever existing. If your digital life is built on this kind of algorithmic sentiment, how can you claim agency over who you are? The self becomes a college, not of lived experience, but curated pasts, all engineered to feel familiar. When Roland Barthes described the that has been, he was talking about a past that anchors meaning, something real you can point to. But in a world of deepfakes, algorithmic nostalgia, and AI-generated sentimentality, the line between what is and could have been blurs. What we once called memory becomes fantasy dressed as fact. Barthes' that has been collapses into a this could have been undermining the very idea of verifiable pasts. In Technopoly's dream world, nostalgia isn't resistance. It's just another layer in the simulation, a tool to sell belonging, not truth. The past is no longer something we remember, but something sold to us as authentic. This engineered sentimentality doesn't help reclaim identity. It dissolves it into endless malleability. What remains of authenticity when your memories are curated by algorithms? In this new order, nostalgia is less about what was